welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie, and welcome to day 8, countdown to the holidays. I kept thinking I needed to do day 7. I kept looking, didn't see day 7 on here. I was going through my Advent goodies and didn't see 7 there, and I thought, no, I didn't get day 7. And then realized, no, we're not on 7, we are on 8. So I'm not missing any goodies, and I'm working on this section right here. It is going to be a typewriter once we complete day 21, but for now we're going to complete half of a typewriter. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to work on the white first, just to go ahead and get that out of the way. And I am using my Kitting Up kitten. I'm still using this tray. I'm also still using my pen. I'm actually going to change up and use my Crafty Makes pen today. I know I keep using the same 2 pens, but they go very well on this particular canvas. And I just like using these. They feel really good and they are on my table. So I want to keep using them, but I will eventually get them changed. We still have time before the end of this project, so I'll definitely change up. May change up tomorrow. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in when I go to day 9. It's like the days are just going by so quickly. I have been really productive yesterday afternoon as well as today. It is the afternoon today. I am filming this 2 days in advance, so it's the 6th for me. But I'm trying to get just 2 to 3 days ahead because we've got some sick people in our family, and it's like it's all happened at one time. I want to make sure that I'm ahead of schedule in case something happens and I have to go out of town or whatever that it might be. But hopefully everything will be fine and I won't have to. And I also would like to be 2 to 3 days ahead anyway. That would make me feel more comfortable than to have to scramble and get a video completed. I don't want to have to do that. I want to know that they're already uploaded, everything is good. I am on day 5 of my Advent mystery, and that one, 5 is going a little faster, so I'm not very far behind. I mean, I'm just a day and a half behind on that one, and so far so good on trying to keep up. It is going faster because I am doing the sections a little different. I'm also doing the background colors first and then going through and filling the rest in. So every time that I get one finished, I find a different way to work on it. And it's also giving me some ideas on my massive cross stitch conversion, on ways that I can work on that one also. This is not the straightest. I will use a straightener after the fact. It's kind of hard to have some of these lines straight when you don't have anything next to it to go against. And I did not put any washi on here like I normally do. I really didn't need it. And I wasn't sure what I'm going to do with this once I'm done with it. If I'm going to cut this up and put this in a binder or what exactly I'm going to do with it. I'm not sure yet, or I may not do anything with it. I don't know. So I'm kind of waiting to see what I decide on. But I got a call early this morning from Maddie, my oldest, and she's only 25, so I'm really concerned too because she had been feeling really bad for the past 3 days, had a really bad headache, massive headache, but she was still going to work. And this morning, early this morning, she woke up and she could not hold anything on her stomach. She was extremely sick. And she then started having a severe pain on her lower part of her stomach. And so she called me, asked me if she should go to the ER. And so I told her, I said, you might want to, and you may want to just go to the minor emergency clinic and see if you just have, some kind of a virus or something, because she does work in a hospital and a lot of things right now are going around. So she ended up going to a minor emergency close to her apartment, and they told her, they went ahead and did some testing, and they said, I think you need to go to the emergency room, told her where to go, and that they called the emergency room in advance so she wouldn't have to wait very long. And it was a hospital where she works, is where they told her that she needed to go. So she went there, and she had to have some more testing done, and come to find out she had an appendicitis attack. She's never had problems with her appendix before, or we don't think that she has. I think that she may have had some issues, and she just thought it was, a stomach bug or something, and just kind of let it go. But she was told that she could take some antibiotics, go home, and then see if it gets better. But they said the majority of the time it's not going to get better, and it's going to eventually be really bad, and it may even rupture. And so she's going to have to eventually get it done anyway. So she decided she's going to go ahead and have her appendix removed, and they can even do it today. So I've been waiting around to find out, more information, and to find out, what's going on with her, when they're going to do it. So I've gotten that information now, and she's going to call me before she goes into surgery, which I should have plenty of time to get this video out. And I told her, I said, if I don't answer, then you need to call your sister. And I told Paige, I said, make sure if Madison calls you that you come and get me. Don't tell her that I am recording and you can't disturb me, because I need to talk to her. So I may have to stop this video and go and talk to Madison. Her fiance was on his way home from work and was going to stop by the apartment, pick some things up for her. Her car is at the minor emergency. She had a friend take her to the ER. So now they've got to figure out what they're going to do about her car. But she's just really nervous. She hasn't had surgery before, except for having her wisdom teeth removed, and that's not exactly the same as having surgery. And of course, because it's going to be so early today, there is no way that I can get there, because she wanted me there. I'm like, I can't get there in time. There's no way that I can get there before you have the surgery. Now, if she needs me after the fact, I might have to fly out. I think she'll be okay, but anytime that she has anything major done, she wants me there. And I told her, whenever she moved, I said, something's going to come up and I won't be able to be there. And sure enough, here we are. So I am worried about her. I am hoping that her fiance will call me. He said he would call me and give me updates. But they said she could go back to work in a week. And she knows the doctor that's going to be performing her surgery. So that's a plus, that she knows him because of her being in the hospital, working in the hospital. So then we have Madison. And then I went ahead and I texted my sister and my stepmother and told them about Maddie. And then my sister immediately texted me back and she said, well, we're on the way to the ER in an ambulance with Mom. And I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So I told my sister, I said, well, keep me posted on her. And I said, I wish that I could do something for you, but now I'm kind of stuck myself. And so she wants me to let her know when I find out something about Maddie. I'm going to hopefully hear something from my sister soon about my stepmother. And then my husband's sister is having emergency gallbladder surgery. And so that one had been scheduled, and we knew about that. And so my husband was going to take my mother-in-law to the hospital this morning to be with his sister. And so my mother-in-law called a couple of days ago and said, just come later in the morning. And she said, I've already got a ride, and we're gonna go. I'll go with her, and then you can just take me home. So that's what my husband planned on doing. And she was supposed to have surgery at like 7 o'clock this morning, and it is already 2:30 here, and she hasn't had surgery yet. They haven't even sent her back. There was a problem with the surgery before her that the surgeon was performing, and so she has been waiting all day to get in to have her surgery. And so my husband has been sitting there all day with his mom, who has to have one of the little scooters or a wheelchair, and he is with her. I was going to go. I had finals this morning for work, and so my husband said, don't worry about it. If something happens and you need to come up here, then you know how to get here. You can just, come up here. And he said he would let me know. And he's about an hour and 20 minutes or so from us. But she hasn't even had her surgery yet. And so the surgery is going to take a couple of hours, because it's not just a simple gallbladder surgery. It's more to it than that. I don't really know what all it entails, but anyway, he is going to sit there with her. So it might be a long night here in our house. And I hate that she is having to wait so long for her surgery. They ended up giving her something because, she was starting to really get anxious because of the surgery, and she's just been, laying there all day in bed. And so they went ahead and gave her something to calm her nerves. And I think that is helping her to rest. And so my husband and his mom are just sitting there in the waiting room, waiting to hear back. So it's a little crazy here right now. We're just kind of waiting to see, or waiting to hear about everybody. So if you could please send some good vibes to us. I called my church. I told them, I'm like, I've got 3 requests here all at the same time. And so they said that, they would definitely put them on our list. And church sent me a card thanking me for all the work that our card group does, and that they really appreciate it. And then she also made some stamps for us. It's got the name of our group on it, and she's putting it on the back of our cards. Well, she sent me a sweet thank you card, and it just had a verse on it. It was just a really sweet verse. And I looked at it and I thought, wow, this card looks really familiar. Well, come to find out, it was one of the cards that I made. So it seems like every time that she sends me a card, it's one of my own cards. And she does this other lady the same way. Her husband had surgery, and they sent him 4 cards, and 3 out of 4 cards were from his wife. But it was just really funny, because they think about, which card would be appropriate, which one would they like the most. And it just seems like they know, what our styles are. So I thought that was really funny. So I had to tell my card group, I got my card back. You think I could reuse it, take the inside out and reuse it? But it was really sweet of them to do that. But it's just always funny when you get your own card. It's almost kind of comical to see, which card am I going to get? It's going to be my card, or somebody else's card that made. But I really like the stamp. I think the stamp is super cool. I think I'm going to get a stamp to put on my cards that I sent out for Cards for Soldiers. I'm going to get a stamp, and I may even put Crafty Diamond on it and keep all of that together. I had just been putting my name. I don't put my last name, but put my name, and then I had an email address I was using just for cards. and I kind of quit doing that. I don't even use that email address anymore. But that might be a thought too, just to put that on there. I hope that you do not hear my dog. She is not snoring, but she's breathing like super heavy, and she is right at my foot. She is sleeping more and more. She is very active. She's 13, and she is very active even for an older dog, but especially to be 13. She still runs really fast. If she gets out, she is gone. We can't hardly catch up to her. And both of my kids are runners, and I can still run pretty good. Not as fast as them, but I can still run, and we can't keep up with her. She is really fast. If we call her, she would come to us, and she goes outside and she runs around the backyard, but I've noticed that she is sleeping more. So I'm kind of worried about her. But I guess as long as she's active, she's okay. And with her laying there, she's right by the heater. Not too close, but to where she's okay. I'm watching out for her. But I just don't have the heart to make her move. So I hope that you guys don't hear her. One of the topics that I'm about to cover is elf on a shelf. So if you have littles or someone that believes in the elves and that takes part in those shenanigans with their elves, you may want to either mute this or listen to it later. Let's see. Yesterday I did go over some of the comments from day 1. I was going to do that today. I'm going to break it up a little bit, do that maybe every other day. And then also if I have anything to talk about, I'll do that, or I will go through the comments. But I'll be sure before the end of this series, which will end on the 25th, to make sure that all of those have been addressed. So if you notice that your comments haven't been answered in a couple of days, that's why I'm kind of holding off on those. I've got a bunch of pink ones in here. I need to get that cleaned out. I had some drills that got stuck in my tray. I didn't know it, so now I've got some pink ones mixed in with my beige here, but I can clean those out. Not too worried about that. Paige asked me last night, she said, our elves are really late this year. And she doesn't believe in the elves anymore, but she likes the fact that, at least I don't think she does, believe in them. She might, but we have had elves way before Elf on a Shelf. When the kids were very small, I think Madison was like 6 or so and Paige was 3. They had stuffed animals that were elves. Well, not animals, but since they're stuffed, since they're elves, but they came out with these plushy stuffings that became extremely popular for a couple of years. And there was a place where we used to live. It was family owned and it was a gift shop. It was called Parsons. And Parsons started this with these elves. And they were just very plushy, like a pillow. And they were kind of expensive too. And we were there looking around for something, and so the kids saw them and had a fit, and they wanted an elf. Well, the only elves that they had were the ones that were on display, and they weren't selling those. But they said that every week they had more and more coming. They just could not keep the stock for these elves. So we would call, they would tell us, you know, we're going to get a shipment in so-and-so day and so-and-so time, and we may get some elves on there. We're not sure. So I would call, and if they said that, you know, they had some on the way, then we were going to go up there. So they had some elves, got up there, they were already gone, did that twice. And then one time I just happened to be up there. I was looking for a picture frame. I happened to be up there. I was with the kids, and they had just gotten the box of elves. The owner was looking at them, was talking about them, and we happened to be there. I happened to hear her. She knew who we were. And I asked her, I said, I hate to ask you this, but can I look and before you start to put these on the shelf, because I'm having a fit to get the kids one. I have tried and tried, cannot get these elves for anything. And so she let me, and we ended up getting 3 elves. And they all look different. We have 2 girls and a boy. And so I don't know why we ended up with 3, because I bought one for each girl, and then my mom ended up buying an elf. So she said she could take hers back, and I told her, you know, don't worry about it, that we'll have 3 elves. Why not? So we had these 3 little elves, and we have Buffy, David, and Rosie. So those 3 elves come back, and with those elves, you have to give them breadcrumbs if you want them to come back. Breadcrumbs or crackers. I don't know where that came from, and they didn't do any shenanigans like Elf on the Shelf. They just kind of sit there, they look pretty, and you can hug them, you're able to touch them, but you have to ask them first, and then somehow the kids know if it's okay or not. I have no idea how, but they said, yeah, they said it's okay. So we had to have these elves for years and years. They still look really good because we wouldn't let the kids really play with them. And so Paige is wondering, when are they going to come back? And she knows we have them hidden. So I told her, you know, we're going to have them, they'll be coming back soon. So now I'm going to have to go ahead and get them down. And the only reason why that she wants to do this is that we also ended up with an elf on the shelf, thanks to my ex-husband's mother, who got them an elf for Christmas one year, and they named this elf, it has 3 names actually, named the elf Elfie Jingle. And they were little then too, and so of course then we had to start doing all the shenanigans and moving the elves around, and we had to find places, you know, to put the elf. Sometimes I would forget. I was absolutely horrible, and then this just kind of continued. So then the kids, of course, they got older. They didn't believe in elves any longer. I think I'm using the wrong color. Am I? No, then why is this? I wonder if I'm using the wrong color. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm good. That just doesn't look right. I guess it is, because that's a T. Let me see what I'm doing. Hang on just one second. Okay, I'm good. Getting the beige confused with the white. So anyway, with the elf on the shelf, we had the one, and Paige just loves, with the kids, love to see what we decide for the elf to do. Even though they don't believe in it, they just thought it was really funny. So we're still doing this, and I thought, we're not going to do this year. And then Paige started in about Elfie Jingle. We need Elfie Jingle to make an appearance. So then I told her, fine, I will have Elfie Jingle come out, because she doesn't know where I hide him. I will have Elfie Jingle come out, and you can have the elf doing shenanigans, and then you can surprise us. So that's what we're going to do this year, I think. And then, about 3 or 4 years ago, Madison decided that that Elfie Jingle need to have a new name, and so Madison named him Elfie Jingle Pablo. Have no idea why, but you know, I thought, well, the kids are grown, I don't have to deal with Elf on a Shelf anymore. But oh no, they still think it's hilarious. So did you ever start that tradition with an elf? And I think I've come to the conclusion that my kids are very into traditions. They do not want to change tradition. They balk at change on anything, but now I'm seeing that they do not like to have traditions changed, just like with Elf on the Shelf. Even though they know good and well that it is not true, it doesn't matter because they like it. They think it's really cool. And I guess it is. I mean, it's something different, but I thought I'd be done by now. So now it's going to be Paige's turn to figure out what all of our elves are going to do. So I think it's fun. It's something that we didn't have when I was growing up. But Elfie Jingle really got into some crazy things. And things that after I did this, I thought, why? Why did I do this? Now it's going to be a mess to clean up. But I thought it's just 1 month out of the year. One year we moved and we were just so busy, kind of forgot about them. And so Paige was little then, and she said, our elves aren't here. You think they got lost? And so I told her, I said, no, we moved and they had to take a detour, and they made a detour in Ecuador, and that's when Elfie Jingle became Elfie Jingle Pablo. Was when he went to Ecuador, and they were in Ecuador for about 3 weeks because Mom forgot. So if I ever have grandkids, I am going to make sure that they get an elf. I will make sure that they have a couple of elves and they go through all of this. Or maybe I'll just have the elves at our house, and then that's something that they can look forward to when they come visit. But I'm hoping that's not going to be for a very long time. A very, very long time. Not exactly ready for that. Let's see. Other than everyone being so sick around our house, or family-wise, we're not sick, thank goodness. Not much else has gone on. I was really productive yesterday with work. I've gotten most of my finals graded. Today is the last day for final assignments and final exams. So tomorrow I will be super busy with finishing grading, get all of my grades posted, and then we have 4 emails of things that need to be done before we go on break. And we are officially on break from the 22nd on, where we don't have to take vacation or sick time or anything. We have that time off. So that is definitely a perk that I have and that I absolutely enjoy, because I get more vacation time than what it actually looks like on paper, just because when college is closed, when they have their administration closed, then I don't have to work. So I am really trying very hard to get all my lesson plans done and entered into my classroom for the next 16 weeks. Get everything done, and once that's done, then I will be able to relax, and I will be able to do whatever I want to for a couple of weeks before I have to go back to work. And I plan on diamond painting, very heavily diamond painting. you're probably going to start seeing, or actually you should start seeing, some comments from other creators that they're going to be working on premieres, and they're going to have their dates. And this year there's 3 days worth of constant premieres. So it's going to just go on from one to the next. And so mine is going to be 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 26th. So I'm going to have my premiere on Boxing Day, and all the premieres last an hour, and then it will go from mine to whoever's after me. So I'm still working on it. I am pretty much at the editing sections now, taking some things out that I didn't like. I'm going to add a couple of more, but I'm really liking how it's turning out. I think that's going to be so much fun. It's the first year I've done this. A little nervous about it, but I think that I hope that everyone does enjoy it, and I think that it's going to be something that I'll want to do again next year.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down, and the storm is on its way, but as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you is true. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you.
Okay, here is today's. I think it turned out really cute with this typewriter, and we will see the other side of this when we get to day 21. So that's going to be a little while, but tomorrow for day 9, I will finish the butterfly. So I'm excited about that, but I love how this is coming out. I like doing it this way. I haven't done anything like this in a long time where I am just going by the numbers. And I may even do this when I do a mystery one and just put numbers on there, or random different stickers, and then let a wheel picker pick for me, and then that way it will be a surprise as I get to it. So now I'm going to open day 8. Don't want to get it mixed up with day 7. Day 8. Here's day 8. And day 8 is a tape measure, which is super nice. It is in centimeters on one side and inches on the other, imperial. So that's really nice. It's very helpful. I do have one in my craft room, but I need one upstairs too whenever I am working on my diamond painting, and I need to measure on what how large I want my section, and then also I'm forever losing mine. So I'm going to put this in my toolkit that I'm now keeping upstairs. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you got some joy out of working along with me or simply listening, and that if you wanted to get anything done, you were able to accomplish whatever you wanted to do. Thanks so much for joining me, and until tomorrow, happy diamond painting. Bye.
Does she notice the things I notice? How she practices piano on her thigh, imagining the keys inside her mind. Does she notice the things I notice? Our eyes wander the room when it gets quiet, searching for solutions in the silence. But I'm here, I'm here. Won't she turn around? Won't she look at me? Oh, please, won't she notice me? I want her to notice what I don't notice. Space between us now, it's just like miles, and I've only ever fit inside the shadows. But I'm here, I'm here. Won't she turn around? Won't she look at me? Oh, please, won't she turn around? Won't she look at me? Oh, please, won't she notice me? She's everywhere, I'm over here. 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 She's everywhere, I'm over here.